What's going on, my PT peeps, my Walking Dead family, and my fighters? I'm One-Eye Bri, also known as PT, and I'm back to talk about The Walking Dead. Spoiler warning for The Walking Dead show, comics, all that stuff. Spoiler warning for sure. Now we're going to talk about a theory and discussion topic of Negan, saviors, whispers, a bunch of different things, but it's just a theory and a fun discussion topic. I don't know if this is going to happen, but I'll give you my take on something that I think would be pretty cool and a major difference from the comic to the show, and I definitely like those. But first, guys, please hit that subscribe button. We post videos year-round about The Walking Dead, as well as various content, so show us some love and subscribe today. Also, hit the join button if you want to become a member, and ring the bell to get notifications when we post videos every day. Now, we know that Negan is with the Whispers, and there's a big possibility that he takes out Alpha. But if the Alpha goes down, the new person who killed the Alpha becomes the Alpha. In the comics, Negan takes out Alpha, goes back to Alexandria, and Beta runs the Whispers. And that could very well happen on the show. But my question to you is, what happened with all those saviors that were at the sanctuary? And they were in the campground, and they were helping Rick, and they were building the bridge. And we knew some big saviors, right? Jed, DJ, a bunch of people, Arat, they were there. We know what happened to them. But what about all these people that were at the sanctuary? There were so many people there. Did they die? Did they leave? Are they at Hilltop? Are they at Alexandria? There's so many people here. We just don't know. And it's kind of a plot hole right now because there were so many people at the sanctuary and the sanctuary fell, so these people had to go somewhere. Now, probably some of them died, for sure. Some are probably smaller characters at other communities. But what if some of these people went on to be Whispers? Not saying that it is going to happen, but it would be pretty amazing if the saviors went to the Whispers, Negan is there, bing bada boom, the saviors are reborn. Now Jed and the rest of these people, well, most of these people are gone. We know what happened with DJ, we know what happened with some of these people, but Jed was a character that came and went, and I'm glad he was killed off. And we all know DJ became a Pike victim in season 9, and I like DJ. I'm friends with Matt Magnum on Instagram and Facebook. You should too. He's a really cool guy. But ultimately, some of the saviors have been highlighted at the other communities. Hilltop, Alexandria, and it's interesting that none of them interacted with Negan at all. Well, we didn't see it happen, so I'm not sure if it did, but DJ was probably the biggest savior along with Laura, and he came and went, and he had a heroic death in the Pike lineup trying to save everybody and was pretty great. Now, Frankie is a character that was one of Negan's wives. She was killed off in the Pike lineup as well, but Negan had a bunch of other wives. Where could they be? Are they Whispers? Did they leave? Jed came and went. It was pretty awesome, but there was Jed's group that Carol and Henry came across. So some of the saviors went with Jed. They were struggling. They probably died off. But there was so many characters at the sanctuary. Were they all here? Did they leave? Could they have survived? For sure. We'll have to wait and see if it gets answered, but I doubt it will. My man Jimmy was a savior, and now he's at Alexandria. And AMC and The Walking Dead, could you give him a name on the show and give him a couple lines and show my guy some love? Come on. But again, some of the saviors could have died right here. They could have been included in the big Walker horde that was part of the bridge explosion and the last time we saw Rick Grimes on the show. And it probably happened, but it just wasn't explained. Some things, some big things, they glance over or they never talk about again. They're called plot holes. But what if they went to the Whispers and Negan is right here? That would be pretty awesome and a great change on the show from the comics that the saviors went to the Whispers and now Negan is with the Whispers. And there's a couple people that have allegiance to Negan and he's like, I'm Negan. Or she comes over and says, I'm Negan. And Negan's like, whoa, we got a thing cooking here. We could take over things. We could run this stuff. But Negan has changed. He's a good guy now, right? And he uses his power for good. Or he comes back and he attacks everybody, which I doubt is going to happen. And I doubt this is going to happen at all. It's just a fun theory and discussion talk about, the series of speculation. But it'll be pretty cool. And if you know the comics, you know that Negan goes back to Alexandria after taking out Alpha. He helps Rick and he kind of saves Rick during the Whisper and Walker attack at Alexandria. And it's a nice moment. And that may happen on the show with either Daryl or Aaron or Father Gabriel or some other way. But the saviors are still around. The sanctuary is still around in the comics. Sherry actually runs the saviors at the sanctuary, and then she's killed by Rick, and then someone's got to step up and run the saviors, and Negan steps up and de-escalates the situation, and everybody goes home. But what if Negan takes out Alpha and becomes the Alpha? And then that doesn't work for Beta, because Beta runs the Whispers and leads the attack at Hilltop and Alexandria. But what if Negan actually takes out Alpha? What do you think should happen after that? Should he become the Alpha or just go the way of the comic? But like I said, Beta's going to have a problem with Negan. He already does. And if Alpha goes down, the next in line is Beta. Well, it should be the person who took out the Alpha, but that's not going to sit well with Beta, especially if it's Negan. But what if there was a mutiny with the Whispers because there were saviors there and they go to Negan's side? We already know that Negan has a way with people. He's a charmer and he can get people on his side. He's kind of like a politician in the zombie apocalypse. And we already saw Whispers helping him. The Whisper that helped Negan was killed by Beta, so is that foreshadowing of more to come? We'll have to see, but I think that Alpha is in danger. Negan takes out Alpha, Beta steps up, Negan's got to fight for his life. Maybe he goes back to Alexandria, and that's why Beta goes to Alexandria to go after Negan after he killed Alpha, but we'll have to see. So I highlighted some of the faces here, just thinking that they could possibly be saviors. Not that they were, and just to bring up the theory. I like the idea of the theory. I'm not thinking it's going to happen, but it would be pretty cool. Because on this channel, when we have ideas and theories and discussion topics, a lot of times it doesn't happen. The writers are going to do what they want to do. Angela Kang and the writers on The Walking Dead just have their own path, and that's okay. I'm my own writer, I have my own series, and I have my own take on the zombie apocalypse. So thank you guys for watching, and let me know your thoughts, post your comments below. And for those interested in my zombie apocalypse book series, check out the link in the description to all 11 books. I hope you join the fight. Thank you guys for watching, and tell them Daryl.
Yo, we love you guys. Honestly, thank you.